UnwovenRainbow here, and if you can't tell from what's behind me, we are on the Xisuma Patreon server. So if you've never heard of Xisuma, he is one of the OGs on Hermitcraft, and as a Patreon of his, I get to use the Patreon server. So in this episode, I'm going to take you around our base so far and let you know our plans for the future. So let's get started. So we are currently in the spawn town and we have two giant X's. We've got Derpy X and we have Evil X, and down here we have us all ready for a fight, and here I am over here. And in the spawn town there are quite a few different shops run by other patrons, and we also have some other builds going on over here as part of community projects. So what we're going to do now is we are going to jump into the Nether and go check out our Nether hub. So this is the Nether hub. It's quite simple and it's nice and open, and if we go up here, this is where quite a few of the tunnels are to other people's areas, and our tunnel is over here. So here we go, UnwovenRainbow. So we're not too far away from spawn, so we don't have to travel that far. Like, I didn't see the point of putting an ice path in or anything like that. It's really not that much of an issue to go this far. But I just went for a nice, quick, simplistic tunnel design, and this is actually one of the first things I did when I got on the server, after I decided where we're going to have our area. So, this is our area, and before I start showing you around, I know there's lots of spoilers around, I'll just kind of let you know why I picked this area. So, I've not changed the landscape at all really, but I kind of picked this area because there's this nice lake, and I kind of thought of doing a nice kind of lake rainbow sort of theme, but we're making lots of progress with that and making lots of builds. So first thing I did when I came over here was I made this kind of little starter hut just to fit a few chests in, and I had a bed up here before, so that's kind of what we did. And now we're falling. Brilliant. Well, that was really stupid. Yeah, so we've still got a lot of items and junk, and it's all really disorganised, but that's going to be one of the things that need to work on. And then what I did was I made this really simple like cow breeder to make food, because food is always an issue. And I also made a villager breeder. This is just a really simple one, and we've actually got quite a lot of villagers at the moment because I had to rebreed them all, because somehow, even though there was no, and I mean absolutely no way of getting in, somehow they all got zombified, even though there didn't seem to be any areas to spawn because it's all nicely lit up. But either way, all my villagers got turned into zombie villagers, which was really unhelpful, and I had to go like all the way over to my castle over there, which I'll show you, to go and get the things to change them back, and when I came back they had already spawned, which was really unhelpful. But yeah, so we did this, and then the next thing we kind of worked on was over here is a swamp. So I noticed quite a few slimes about, and these kind of walls here kind of delineate chunks, and I was trying to figure out which chunk was our slime chunk, and I was having a bit of trouble. So a few of these blocks are just kind of where I thought I'd seen slimes, but obviously they can move a bit before you spot them. So yeah, I think a few of these are slime chunks. So in the end I think I kind of dug out nine chunks. Like, not completely at all, not completely by any means, but I did that and I kind of decided that these ones were definitely useful. Like, I'm not sure if like both chunks that you can see here, if both of them spawn them, but as you can see we're getting slimes, and I'll just go down and show you like my killing mechanism, because I really like it and it utilises some of the 1.10 blocks. So I was trying to think about how I could use the magma blocks, and what I decided to do was I have them so they're underneath the water and the water's pushing down here, so they have to kind of sit on them, because obviously now their AI means that they'll avoid them, but obviously they can't if they're being pushed down. And then the water pushes all the slime into the hoppers and we go down to the bottom level to collect it from those. So at the moment I don't really have a huge use for slime. I just like really enjoyed the idea of creating it, like figuring out without using like a program like what the slime chunks were. And I've never ever AFK'd over here, but we've already got all of this slime, like just from being in and around over the past 2 weeks. I mean, I'm not on here a lot and I'm probably not near enough here a lot of the time, so I think we've done quite well. But as you can see, I tried to do some really large areas, so this probably shows you the best extent of the area that I tried for seeing where the slimes were. The next thing we did was set about making a main base. Now I had originally thought about doing some kind of like floating thing in the sky, sort of like a hanging gardens type thing, but once I kind of built it, I decided I didn't really like it and I couldn't think about how to change it to something I would like. So I'm kind of in the process of dismantling it. I've already taken the first layer off, so now I need to take this bottom layer off. So instead I decided to do a kind of castle-y theme, and what we've got at the moment is a nice archway, and I really like this archway. I spent quite a bit of time on the plot world server trying to figure out what I wanted to do. As you can see, it's very much a work in progress, but I kind of gone for this sort of castle-y design, and you kind of come in here and you've got the throne room and you have a nice stained glass window at the back, and at the moment I've got the nether portal here, might change that at some point, and we've got a few rooms coming off, so this is kind of a storage and smeltery room, something very simple which we might work on improving at some point. At the moment we've got an AFK fishing farm, and I think what I might do is, if I decide to use slime for something, then I'll probably move it so it's near the slime chunk, so I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. But at the moment I've got quite a few empty rooms, so it's fine where it is. And then to get upstairs, at the moment I've not kind of put a proper staircase in, but you just come up here and there's more rooms upstairs. They kind of mirror the rooms downstairs, and then you've got this nice little balcony for sort of like looking over. And I kind of really liked the whole simplistic stone bricks with sort of the dark oak. I think it looked really nice, and just a few simple touches to kind of brighten the place up. And like the stained glass window is really nice as well. But we've got a sort of like an enchanting room here, and then we have sort of the bedroom here, which is obviously highly decorated at the moment, and the rest are just sort of empty rooms. But over here we have a bridge which takes us over to sort of our gateway, and when I originally designed this I had it coming up like another level, and I don't know if I'll put that other level on, but I might do some like extend it a little bit taller and maybe make it so it's not entirely flat. But from here you kind of get a nice view, and as you can see we've got quite a few issues with mobs being able to spawn on the roof, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, if anything. So I'm going to have a bit of a think, so if you have any suggestions let me know in the comments. but this is just kind of our wall. It's very simple, and I think it's nice and effective though, and it's got like really convenient places for putting light in so that we don't get any spawns on the inside. But from up here you can kind of see that we have this sort of middle courtyard, and obviously you can see that a creeper's come along at some point and tried to ruin it all. But once I move those chests, I need to come up with what I want to put in this space. So I was thinking maybe like a nice custom built tree, or I could do the whole fountain thing, or just a nice like garden with flowers. But that's kind of it for up here. So the final thing I did was I thought I want somewhere for my villagers to live. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to section off all the white coated villagers because I want to do book trades, and then I was thinking that I might put my villagers into this lovely little village which I'm currently in the process of making, and I'm not going to let the villagers in it at all until I know that it's all finished and all lit up, because like I don't want zombies getting in, because if zombies get in, zombies can't really get out, and I mean, villagers aren't really known for protecting themselves particularly well, so yeah, I want to make sure it's perfect before I let them in. But I'm kind of going for the whole rainbow theme, and I thought that just kind of like added a bit of a nice touch. Like I tried to, at first I was going to do like loads of houses like this one, but then I thought that's going to look a bit boring, so I played around with the shapes and added little extensions on and taken bits away, and then I've added this coloured clay in to kind of make it pop and make it look a bit different. And then over there you can see the most recent thing that we've done whilst working on this is we put a lighthouse in, and I thought that was a really nice touch. I know we're not near an ocean, but we're near quite a bit of water, being a swamp, and we're going to have like boats and stuff. As you can see, we've already got one happy customer in a boat there, and I just thought it was a really nice touch, so that's why we decided to build that. And I think I might put some other things on these hills at some point, like I might have like another, like I might have like a grand house, like not this big, but you know, just something a bit bigger, just overlooking, and maybe some custom trees. And also I wondered if maybe I might build something like a church or something on like one of the smaller hills. I just thought that that's kind of a building you tend to get in a village, so I thought that could look nice and might be a really fun project. But that's kind of where we're at now with the area, and so now we probably need to think about where do we go from here and what's next. So this is UnwovenRainbow coming to you from Xisuma's Cup of Tea, and I hope you have enjoyed my little introduction to the Xisuma Patreon server, and I hope you like what we've got planned for future episodes, and I will see you all again next time. If you liked this video, then give it a like, or maybe comment down below with some suggestions and feedback, and I will see you all next time. Bye!